Welcome to the Sidings. So the layout in the case is now in progress. You can see me here using the battery power, 9 volt, and the PWM controller. So I've got the hang of this. You can also see in this picture the foam insert in the lid of the case is still there, and the cardboard is laying on the foam insert in the base of the case. Both of those are going to come out because I want to get more height available to me. And at this point, I'm just seeing if I can get everything to do as I want. Yeah, it's a question of where can I fit stuff, where can the controls go, how can I get the battery and the controls safely into the case. I've decided it has to go inside the case because if I drill a hole through the outside of the case, it's no longer splash proof. I mean, it's technically they're supposed to be flight cases. They should be, in theory, shower-proof at the very least, so keep your equipment dry. But so here's the PWM controller and a battery box wired up inside a larger electronics enclosure. So I'm going to position that within the layout. And here we've got, the same setup, only I've taken the siding out. Let's simplify things. I know that this is very, very close to the limits of what I can fit in the case. I've taken the foam out of the base, although I put the cardboard back in to give it a nice, relatively stable surface on which to lay the track. You can see there the insides of the box that I've just shown you in the photographs. And taking it out of the lid of the case as well to give me some more ceiling for when I do start to think about scenery. So that's in, that's settled. The loco's going around really nicely. It's time to try with the tram. Reason I want to do this with the tram, nice early days, is because the tram has got more clearance requirements. So the overhang at each end of it is slightly larger than that tiny little dinky pocket track loco. I am really enjoying being able to muck around with Unitrack. I'm sure it shows. So there we go. There's my tram. The direction of travel has changed as well because the electric feed has changed sides. So whereas it's just the section of track that the electric feed goes to is the other way around in this loop than it was previously. So at the moment, with no directional change switch, then it can only go in one direction. But for the tram, in a tram layout, that isn't a problem. Look, there we go. Got to adjust. There we go. Now, I did get a comment on a previous video asking me how slowly the tram can go on this PWM controller. And the answer is actually I wasn't sure. So I thought I would try it and just... There we go. And that, I think, is the slowest it will go without just falling over. Bear in mind that the cardboard underneath the track is not perfectly level. There are lumps and bumps, and I'm pretty certain the tram is, doing its best. And there's my gunpla, ready to stand. This is why I've taken the foam out of the lid. I think if I can do a back scene with the robot standing in the lid, obviously attached, so that when it's in transit, it doesn't fall out. Or maybe not. Maybe I could do something with magnets so that I can remove the gunpla if I want. I'm not sure. I'm very not sure. But there we go. Tram going as slowly as physically possible. And the gunpla keeping watch over whatever scenery is eventually put in there. I have put in a couple of inquiries with some local suppliers about very, very shallow relief Japanese high-rise buildings to do a back scene. And I think what I might go with is, instead of the thin cardboard in the base, now I've taken the foam out, I'll go for something a little bit more substantial so that there's proper grounding to the track. But if I can get to the stage where I've got some scenery in place, I haven't even definitely settled on a cityscape yet, but it does seem the most obvious, or some kind of rural tram stop. I don't know. That's half the fun, isn't it? Like Mike from Budget Model Railways says, don't waste time collecting all the bits for your massive layout. Just do something. and this was an afternoon spent having the most immense fun doing something. So there we go. Do take care.